Agency of Hospice, and this is for the state of California. So if you click on, say, hospital, or if you click on, any Excel spreadsheet, it'll download, and when you open it, so this is the hospital listing, it's going to look like this. So you have the address, you have the OSHPD ID, the name of the facility, you have the address, city, zip code, the county code, which could be useful, the county name, and you have other information like ER service level, total beds, etc. You see what you have there. Okay? So you use the address to geocode all these hospitals. Okay? So obviously we're going to use these 3 fields that I've highlighted to geocode. Now, a little tip about geocoding. I'm going to give you access to the LA County geocoder. It's on the GIS server. Okay, so what you need to do is in ARC catalog, go to add ArcGIS server. Okay, and when this is prompt, when you see this prompt, you're just going to use the use GIS services. Take the default. Select next, and under the server URL, you're going to type geocode dot GIS dot LA County dot gov / geocode. Okay, geocode.gis.lacounty.gov / geocode. Select finish, and you'll see a connection called geocode on geocode.gis.lacounty.gov. These 2 files here, cams_locator and cams_locator nationwide, are geocoders you can use. If the cams locator is only good for LA County, the cams nationwide obviously is good for nationwide in the U.S. Is it good for Mexico? No, nationwide. United States of America, Trump land. All right. So let's go ahead and give you an example of how to geocode with this. I'm going to bring in
let me try it outside.
the hospitals.
How many hospitals are you going to do?
All of them.
See, it didn't start. I have to.
So let's see here. What did I call it?
Here.
The hospital name is hospital listing. Okay. All right. So this file here. Let me refresh it again. And let me close that file. All right. So let me refresh this again. See how I got glitchy on me right there? The name of the files are gone. Let me open up our catalog again. So it's natural to experience like the glitchiness, and I get frustrated myself. All right, let's see, where is my toolbar? There somewhere. Let me get out of the zoom in. I get lost in the zoom in environment. Okay. catalog on its
No
own.
worry.
Alright.
So I can't see the file name. In the meantime, let me do another correction. I'm gonna open it and save it in a different spot. Let's see if that's the issue. Okay, I got it back. Okay, here we go. Spinning. Ha! It crashed. Okay. Alright,
If you don't
So,
know what,
I'm
I have to
open-
delete the ISM.
our map again. So this Excel seems to be glitchy in this environment. I'm gonna save this as a CSV. That tends to have less problems.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to save as,
Good.
and I'm gonna save it in my ArcGIS folder as a CSV.
But see, it shows the number.
So a CSV, comma separated value. You can do the MS-DOS version, because it's restricted of any formatting. Okay,
I see.
and I'm gonna save it
It says
there
number.
as a CSV.
Know the name.
And I want to keep it in that format. So let me go back to ArcMap now. Open up my catalog, refresh my ArcGIS folder. Let me go ahead and pin that in there. And let's look for my hospital data. Okay, here's my CSV data. So hopefully it doesn't crash. And here's my table of contents. There we go. So here's my hospital listing, and I'm going to geocode now. So I'm going to right click on that table and select geocode addresses.
I think I missed that step.
That's why I was
And I don't see my geocoder here, so I need to add it
You wanna keep going?
and search for it in my GIS servers. So I have that connection already. And I'm going to use the nationwide nationwide geocoder because I want to geocode outside of LA County. And select OK. And now I'll just specify the street, okay, the address, the city, the state. In this case, we don't have a state. It's okay, we can leave it blank. And the zip code. Okay. And I'm going to go into geocoding options, and I want the geocoder to return the XY coordinates. And I'm going to save this and select browse, and I'm going to save it in my ArcGIS folder, and I'm going to call it, say, hospitals. In this case, I'm going to save it as a shapefile, and I'll call it hospitals. Put CA hospitals. Okay, select OK, and then we start the geocoding process. And let's see how many we have matched and how many you have unmatched. So you should see 94% of your data match, 2% tied, which that means it's matched too, it's fine. But we have 19 results that did not match. So you can go ahead and select rematch to resolve those 19 addresses. Okay. So under, in this case here, okay, so under this results section, I want to only see unmatched addresses, and I can go here and try to resolve those 19 hospitals that didn't match. So you can use Google Maps to figure out what's wrong with the address. Maybe WR in this case is not good. Actually, that was just a guess, and actually worked. So the WR, I deleted that. Now I have a score of 100 here. Now I can go here and match. And instead of 19 unmatched, I have 18 unmatched. Okay, so I can go to the next field here. Notice that sometimes you have to hover over these buttons so you can actually see them. It's a little glitch. In this case here, my attention goes to the suite C. The geocoder does not like that. If you delete it, it might help. In this case, it didn't. So something might be wrong. Is eucalyptus spelled right? Is it Bakersfield? Sometimes it could be that you might not be able to locate it. I delete this or that. The city, you can delete it. And here I deleted the city and the zip code, and I got a hit. And let's see what city. So I'm not really familiar with Bakersfield, but you can Google it and see which of these cities is closest to Bakersfield, etc. So you can select one. So this is how you can go about and fixing the ungeocoded records. Okay, so we went over that in class already. So now you have all these points with the majority of your hospitals, about 94% of your hospitals, 95% of your hospitals located. So what do you want to do with this now? Okay, so I can bring in another layer. And start doing something with this, for example. Before that, let me show you some basic tools you can use. Under geoprocessing, geoprocessing is the act of taking input data and manipulating the data so that the output data is different from what you put in. So you may want to perhaps do a buffer on each hospital. So we did that in class already. You specify a distance. You specify this feature class here is our hospital. Okay. So I think buffer should be something that you're really familiar with. And I'm not going to run it, it might take a while, but you can specify the distance and you'll have little circles around every hospital, depending, and it could be bigger or smaller, and you can specify the distance for that buffer, the units, and additional options. If the buffers overlap, you can make them dissolve if you like, okay? So that's a suggestion for you. I'm going to try to bring in my county data set. So let's say here we have see if I have my data in here. Here we have California counties. You have to transform your data, okay? So if you want to do a quick count of what hospitals have the most, which county has the most hospitals, you can. And one way to accomplish that is to do a spatial join. Okay, so I'm going to spatially join the points to the polygon. I'm going to join the hospitals to the California counties. So I'm going to right click on California counties because I want an output, I want the output to be a polygon, so I'll start with a polygon. So I'm going to right click on it, go to joins and relates and joins, and I'm going to select join data from another layer based on spatial location. In this case, hospitals. Okay. The hospital contains some fields that are pretty interesting. For example, number of beds, total beds, etc. So I'm going to select descriptive stats like sum, so that I can get the total number of beds per county. So it'll count all the hospitals, the open beds in the hospital, and it'll count up for the whole county. I'm going to specify a name with my output. I'll call it County Hospital. Probably be good to call it California County Hospital. Save and let it run. Okay, and then you get an output. I can open the attribute table